Hey, Coach, thanks for your time. Just sort of walk us through how the tight end position is shaping up for you through the first, I guess, week or so of camp.
It's going well. Obviously, we got a guy back in Payne that played over 250 snaps last year on offense. Scored 4 touchdowns, so you got some experience coming back there. He's kind of proven himself to be a reliable football player. Garrett, Kyle, they're coming along. They're making progress. Still, there's day-to-day things in terms of technique and some the mental aspect. Every now and then we got to finish plays, kick them in the butt a little bit, but they're coming along nicely. And then Paul's handling transition to from quarterback to tight end pretty well. He's got, in terms of an athlete, he's got the intangibles you want in the position. You're talking about a 6'5", 245-pound kid that ran 10, 9, 11 flat and 100 in high school. So you got a big athlete there that you're trying to mold into something. And then Jack Kravac moved over from defensive end last year. He's doing a good job in the run game for us.
Did Paul come to you wanting to make the switch, or did you guys approach Paul about it?
It's kind of a progressive thing. We kind of bounced him around. We let him run some routes in the spring, see how it kind of looked. And then this summer he was bouncing back and forth between tight end and quarterback. And we kind of got to the point we asked him, said, hey, we think you can do something for us, kind of once we saw some things. And we made the full-time switch, I think, right after summer, right when we started camp. And he's very coachable, and he's done a good job kind of picking things up.
You think he's physical enough to block, and how's his route running?
Route running it's better. He picked that up a lot quicker than I thought he would. And he's doing a good job in that aspect. He's not afraid to stick his face on anybody. And that's something that, obviously, as a quarterback, I was very happy to see that transition. He's not afraid to stick his face on anybody, but it's the technique and the blocking. It's a foreign object for him. He's never had to do it, but he's not afraid to go stick his face on anybody. And it's just, we've got to hone in the technique. And he's not the type of guy that's going to be just a line up, hand in the dirt, and blow a 300-pound defensive end off the ball. But he's doing a good job with it.
So is it safe to assume Payne Durham is probably the number one tight end?
We haven't released anything yet, but he's doing a good job. He's solid, and he's a guy we trust, and I think that he's proven himself to us.
And then as far as Garrett and Kyle go, you talked a little bit about them off the top. Is there anything about any of those two guys that makes them special? Or you think they both have a chance to help you this year?
Yeah, I think both of them. Both of them will see the field. I think Garrett's a big physical guy. He's one of the strongest kids on our team. He can run. You just got to get honed in and focused and kind of be more consistent. And then Kyle knows what to do. He knows the offense. He's playing well. We got to keep him in the butt every now and then to get him to kind of go. And every now and then, attention to detail can stray away, but we got to keep him focused in. And I think both of those guys will be able to help us.
Thank you, Coach Wallace.
No problem.
Okay, Mike Carman.
Hey, Ryan.
How's it going?
Good. With David Bell and Rondell Moore back at the receiving position, a couple of previous interviews with other people think that maybe the tight end position can maybe excel with those two guys on the field. Is that, getting your guys in single coverage most likely? What will that allow your group maybe to do in the passing game?
Oh, that would be great. Obviously you want your guys to produce, but at the end of the day, you want to win ball games. And I think as a tight end, you keep yourself humble because you're a guy that has to block when you're running the ball. You're in protection sometimes. You're out running routes, and a lot of times you're kind of the second to third option. But Coach Braun does a good job keeping us involved, and he's done it for the last 6 years in terms of keeping the tight end involved in the offense and being a central, integral part of it. But I think at the end of the day, all the guys are humble. They're not worried about stats. They want to win games, and ball comes our way. We got to make plays. You got to prove to be reliable, prove that you're going to be consistent. And it's not about numbers for us. We're trying to just do what we can to help the team.
What do you need to see out of Payne Durham this year? What do you want to see out of him?
A kid that played about 6 months of high school football. He's a lacrosse kid. I think Payne has a very high ceiling. He's extremely coachable. I think he's done a great job. Really, he stays motivated. His kid's never had a bad day. And I think that I'm ready for him to take the next step. I'd like to see for him to become a leader on the team, and kind of continue to show what we've seen in practice from him, and kind of take the next step, continue to get stronger and faster. I think the stronger and faster he gets, the better player he'll become.
As you went back and looked at last year, why was he such a weapon in the red zone?
I think, well, he's a big target. I mean, you're talking about a guy that's 6'5", 6'6", 255 pounds, and has tremendous hands, and has a tremendous knack for getting open. He feels things that others don't. And I think that once he got down there, he's a guy, if you put the ball anywhere near him, he's going to bring it in. I think that was something that kind of helped. And obviously, a lot of people are going to focus on Bryson and David last year in the red zone. So when you throw Payne in there, he's kind of an afterthought for people, and he shows up and he made plays. So we're hoping that he'll continue to do that this year with people actually focused in on him.
Having Paul at tight end, does that open up more trickeration in the playbook for the offense?
Can't give away any secrets.
But just to have
Coach Brown's very creative, and I'm sure we watch a lot of film, so we'll see what we got.
But to have that kind of athlete and tight end that has come from a different position like quarterback, when you look long term for Paul, what can be the ceiling for him?
I think Paul's going to be a redshirt freshman, and he's going to have 4 years playing in the position. And I think that as an athlete, that's, like I said, that's as a prototype athlete, that's what you want at the position. You got 6'5", a big kid that can run, and he's extremely coachable. He soaks in the information and applies it on the field. But I think the more reps he gets, the better he's going to get. And I'm really excited to kind of see what he becomes, because I like the track that he's on right now.
Thank you.
Okay, Emily.
Hi. Okay. How do you think the youth of the team, with nobody being above a sophomore, how do you think that will affect performance, especially against more senior defensive opponents?
I think that, obviously a lot of guys got experience last year, and people were forced into roles that they may have not been ready to be on the field because of injuries. And there's positives and negatives to that. The positive is we got them all back, and we got a lot of guys with experience, a lot of guys were able to build some confidence late in the year. And specifically, in terms of our guys, we were able to get Garrett and Kyle on the field because of the redshirt rule last year. In their 4 games, both of them, I believe, played in their 4 games and were able to still keep their red shirt. So they have on-the-field experience. Obviously, Payne played over 250 snaps last year, so he's got experience. I feel good about it. I think our team's motivated. There's a lot of guys that had to grow up quick, and that's a good thing for our football team moving forward.
And I don't know if you'll be able to say anything about this, but Malik Carr, the freshman, he was recruited by a couple of teams as a tight end. At Purdue, he is a wide receiver. Have there been any discussions with such a stacked wide receiver core, have there been any discussions of possibly moving him to tight end?
Not really. He's doing a great job playing outside for us. He's a big body that we don't have out there right now, so he's doing a great job for us out there.
Anything else for Coach Wallace? Okay, we'll have Payne here in just 1 second.
Thank you, Ryan.
Good luck. Hope they're recording, Payne.
All right, Payne, go ahead.
Ooh.
Okay, everybody, we've got Payne Durham here. We'll go ahead and start with Mike on this one.
Hi, Payne.
Hey, Mike, how's it going?
Good. Just where was your concentration in the off season, knowing that you would be the veteran tight end of this group, and where do you feel like your progression is at right now?
Definitely good question. I went in this off season, really working hard on my body, getting stronger, getting faster, where I can, produce more on the field, both in the passing and the run game. And then kind of this offseason, trying to transition into a little bit more of a leader on this team, you know, trying to get guys going and, you know, letting people know that we can be good this year. We just got to put all the puzzle pieces together. So I think I did a pretty good job of both those things, and I'm ready to go.
As you look back at last year, I mean, quite efficient. I mean, 4 touchdowns, 9 catches, all in the red zone. What, as you went back and looked at film, why were you such a weapon in the red zone for the offense?
Honestly, because I think we had the best tight end in the country that people were pretty focused on last year. But, you know, I think I did a good job creating separation and kind of making the most of my targets when I had them. So yeah.
Can the same pattern follow this year, because you're going to have 2 of the best wide receivers in the country that's going to get a lot of attention paid to them? Do you feel like you have some more opportunities for all the tight ends this year?
Hopefully that happens. Hopefully they're keyed on those guys, and I get some opportunities, and I'll make the most of them when I get them. Can
you just discuss the development of Garrett and Kyle, kind of where they're at right now? They got a little taste of action last year with their 4 games, but what have you seen out of them so far during camp?
They've both been really good. You know, they've continued to grow. They also took this offseason very seriously. You know, there are 2 different types of tight ends, but I think, you know, in Coach Brom's offense, they'll both be used very well. So, you know, I'm happy to see with how far they've came and how they're both still motivated to keep going and keep pushing and keep getting better every day.
And what was your reaction to Paul moving to tight end, and what things have you seen out of him that lead you to believe that's a future position for him?
Yeah, Paul came in when he made the permanent move over, and, you know, he's done a really good job for us, shown some very good things in camp. My first reaction was just kind of laughing. You know, Paul's a good guy. We all like Paul around here. So, you know, it was good to have him in our room now. And like I said, he's shown good things, and he can make plays for us. He's proven that.
Thank you.
Okay, Emily, why don't you go next for us?
Sorry. Hi. So how is after Bryson Hopkins left, how has the dynamic changed among the tight ends?
The dynamic has changed. You know, kind of last year he was the main guy. He was the key guy, and, you know, I'd come in and I had my own role to play. You know, this year is going to be different without him, and I'm going to have to fulfill a bigger role that I've worked for. And, you know, before Bryson, it was Cole, so I've kind of waited my turn and learned from those 2 guys who were both very good at this position, obviously. So I think the dynamic is going to change kind of without him, just next guy up mentality, and we'll get it rolling from there.
And what do you think are going to need to be the biggest things that both you and the other tight ends will need to focus on to turn out a win?
Can you repeat the question? I'm sorry.
What are some things that you and the other tight ends will need to focus in and hone in on to help this team win?
You know, I think we can really be an asset in the run game, attached to the line, especially playing later in the season, some colder weather stuff. You know, we're going to have to be able to run the ball. So we're going to have to be able to block there. And then I think in the pass game as well, we're going to have to make sure we make the most of our targets when the ball is thrown to us, and make plays after the catch.
And how has Jack Kravac been doing in running routes?
Can you repeat the question? I'm sorry. They're yelling over there.
That's okay. Jack Kravac, he came in as a defensive end. How has he been in running routes and catching?
Good. You know, he played the position in high school. He's a natural route runner and a natural pass catcher. You know, he lives with myself and Jack Plummer, the quarterback. So, you know, we kind of helped him get the playbook down. So he's done really good things for us, and he looks good. He looks good out there.
Thank you.
Okay, Tom, you're up.
Hey, Payne, do you feel like this is your job to lose?
I never feel like it's my job to lose. You know, I always feel like there's healthy competition in the room, and, you know, any day anything can happen. We've learned that with this, you know, Corona situation. So I wouldn't say it's my job to lose. No. You know, every day I'm staying motivated, and I'm keep working harder to, you know, try to get to where I want to be.
Hey, you a while ago said Garrett Miller and Kyle Bilodeau are two different types of tight ends. Describe each one for me and how they're different.
You know, they're both kind of unique in their own ways. You know, Garrett is the Garrett's you know, a natural route runner, very good hands. You know, can make plays after the catch, which Kyle can do the same. But you know, Kyle can block, Kyle can stay in line. I'm not saying Garrett can. I'm just saying, you know, the two different Y and T on the team is just two different roles, two different assignments on each play. So that's what I meant when they were different. You know, they can both do the same things very well.
Hey, last question. You stay in touch with Bryson a lot? Have you had any text messages giving you any pointers and whatnot?
No, what's up, Coach? Yeah, you know, me and Bryson stay in real good touch. I'm in a group chat with him and Cole Herdman, like I said earlier, and, you know, we talk almost every day. So, you know, they're kind of telling me what's going on there, and I'm keeping them filled in here. So we keep very good communication. Those are two great guys that I'm blessed to have, you know, been behind and learned from.
Thank you, Payne.
Anything else? Okay, Kyle Bilodeau will be up next.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
We gotta get system down, man.
Just trying to follow the rules, man.
Yeah.
I want to play football too. I don't want to play. I want to play.
Amen.
All right. Go ahead and have a seat. Wow. Okay, Emily, why don't you start us off here with Kyle?
Okay. Hi, Kyle. So my first question I just want to ask, how do you feel you're fitting in on the team? How do you feel you're fitting in by, where's your place? How do you feel you fit in?
I think I'm fitting in well. I mean, obviously this offense uses a lot of tight ends. So me, Payne, and Garrett, I think are going to see a considerable amount of playing time this year, and I'm excited about that. But I mean, I'm fitting in the offense really well. I mean, Braun does a good job of using all of us. So really just playing football, fitting in well, I guess. Yeah.
Does Payne serve as a mentor? How has he been in giving tips as the senior, not senior, but as the more senior tight end?
You asked about Payne.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, Payne's a great guy. Obviously, he's been here a year longer than me and Garrett, and he does a great job of just helping us, just, you know, be confident in what we're doing. He's really supportive. He's a good player. Off the field, he's always down to help us when we're studying the playbook or doing whatever. And yeah, he's just been a good role model to you know, help us in whatever we need. So it's good to have him around for sure.
What do you feel your strengths are right now going into this season?
I feel like definitely pass catching and receiving. I feel like I'm pretty athletic and I can get down the field and make plays, and underneath or explosive plays down the field, I think I can do that really well. I think I've done a good job in the off season working on my blocking and getting better at just being more physical at the point of attack and dropping my feet and stuff like that. So I think I've done a better job with that. So I think I can really do a lot of different things. So that's how I would explain that, I guess.
And what do you feel you need to hone in on and focus? Do the best you can do.
I think I can continue to improve my blocking and be more physical. I've definitely gotten better, I think, if you look where I was last year compared to now. But, I mean, I can always continue to get stronger. Working in the weight room, staying healthy so I can do that. And making sure that, you know, I just drop my feet, you know, and block people, run them downfield, and finish plays the best I can. So I think there's always a lot of things I can get better at, but that's probably something that I can continue to improve on for sure.
Thank you.
Okay, Tom?
Yeah, Kyle, talk a little bit about the just the entire receiving core there. The potential of those wideouts coupled with the tight ends could be a handful for defenses to try to cover.
No, absolutely. Definitely having two of the best, wide receivers, slot receivers, whatever you want to call them, in the nation, and Rondale and D. Bell. It's a special thing to have them too. And then, we got a bunch of other guys in the receiving core that can be great. And then you throw us tight ends in. I think defenses are going to have a really hard time covering all of us. I mean, if they're going to cover Rondale, we'll throw to D. Bell. If they want to cover both of them, we'll throw to the tight ends, or we'll throw to another receiver. I mean, we've got so many options, and having as many explosive players as we do, it just opens up our offense in so many different ways. Also, we'll be able to run the ball better. So I think people they'll have to respect our pass game because of what we have. So it's going to be great to have all our weapons so we can be the best offense we can be.
Give us your scouting report on Paul Paferi, the tight end.
Oh, man. He's a big dude, big athletic dude, fun to be around, knows the playbook, so and good catching the ball. So he's great. He's great. I mean, that's the skill set I would give for a good old Paul. I mean, he's a good player, a lot of potential, I think. He's obviously very new to the position, but I think if he keeps working at it, he's going to be pretty good.
Thank you, Kyle.
Okay, Carm.
Hey, Kyle, just what did it mean for you last year to get into the 4 games, and how have you tried to use that experience to kind of push things forward this year?
I think it's always good to get in games when you can. Last season especially, just getting in, going from high school level, especially high school I was at, not many people, we don't have a ton of people at the games and stuff. It's not like a big high school thing or anything. So I think comfort level just playing in Big Ten stadiums with, 70,000 plus people, just a comfort level of getting confidence doing that. And any experience you can get with that helps. So I think just any of the games I played in, I think definitely I got more comfortable as I went on. So that was probably the biggest takeaway, is just comfort level from playing in 4 games last season.
I just wanted to ask also, the Big Ten is testing you guys daily. How much does that put you at ease and put your teammates at ease as far as trying to deal with the COVID situation?
Yeah, I mean, I think the general consensus on the team is we're all pretty comfortable with where we're at. We feel protected. People wear their masks around the facility. Obviously, we get tested every single day. And if you don't get tested, they're going to pull you out of meetings and get you tested before you can do anything. So definitely, I think everybody's comfortable with it. And we have obviously people that take it very seriously. We have a great plan put together by our staff to keep us safe, and we're all comfortable with that. So.
And just one other, what does it mean to you to play football when it's supposed to be played in the fall? There was talk about maybe playing in the spring and some other periods of time, but what's it mean for you guys to play when it's supposed to be played and be part of the 2020 season?
It's exciting. Definitely feels better that we're playing in the fall. It felt weird in September to just be doing lifting and working out and not going to practice and not doing anything, when the temperatures get cooler and the leaves start to change and you're not playing football. It's really weird. So it definitely just feels good to be out on the practice field right now, getting ready for a game. We know we have a schedule now, which is great, and all that stuff. So to have stuff set in stone is great. And it's just exciting to play football in the fall. The spring would have been a little weird, but we would have made it work. But we're definitely excited that we get to play in the fall.
Right. Thank you.
Okay, we'll have Garrett Miller on next. Okay, we've got Garrett Miller here. Tom Dienhart, why don't you start us off?
Hey, Garrett, give us a breakdown since last time we saw you, maybe what you've gotten better at from your first year on campus.
Oh, yeah. So, I've gotten a lot better, actually, since last year. Last year, a guy in front of us named Bryson Hopkins, where I would say the attention was mostly on him and him figuring everything out, doing everything right for the season. And then with me and Cal coming in, kind of just getting the basics down, the footwork, everything kind of like that. It was definitely exciting to be here and everything. Me and Cal definitely adjust pretty good from being here from the start and everything like that.
Talk about the competition. It's got to be pretty cutthroat there. There's a lot of guys vying for playing time at tight end. Is a friendly competition? Just give us a sense of how intense this is each day in the meeting room and the practice field.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, we have a tight end room that is full of competition. It's definitely exciting. It's pretty intense actually. Just grinding, making each other better. It's actually good to be in a room full of good tight ends, just so you can't slack one day off, get comfortable. Just everybody's just trying to make each other better and get better as a full position, and we want tight end to be one of the best positions on the field this year. So that's what we're trying to get at.
So they still calling you Thor?
Yeah, they call me Thor every now and then, but also just Garrett really, but Thor every now and then.
All right, thank you, Garrett. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, Emily.
Hi. So how did it feel? How did you guys keep morale up? How did you stay in shape during Corona? Make sure that it didn't neither physically nor mentally fall under.
Yeah. So when we were, I wouldn't say forced to go home, but when we got the chance to go home, with the virus going around, starting around spring break for Purdue, I had a trainer back at home, so I definitely had a big advantage back at home working out with the trainer, and I was still staying in shape back at home there. But then when everything started settling down, things started getting back to normal. I came back here and just working out with our strength staff and everything like that. Everything's just working out. We all made a big adjustment coming back. It was weird not practicing when the weather's getting cold and stuff like that, like Kyle was saying in his interview. But yeah, it was weird. But now that we're all back and we're all doing our thing, trying to get back at it, ready for the 24th.
Can you talk about how the dynamic among tight ends has changed after Bryson Hopkins left?
Oh yeah, tight ends changed. We got me, Garrett, Kyle, Paul. We got a new guy in Ben Beagle, and Payne Durham, and our new guy Paul Paferi. He was a quarterback, and now he's back at tight end, and he's doing pretty good. And it's definitely changed just because from going to 3 tight ends last year, really just to having 6 now. There's definitely a big skill set that is between the room.
Can you talk a little bit about Ben, the freshman?
Yeah, Ben is a good dude. I like him. When he first came in, he was definitely shy. I was shy as well, but came in. He's loosened up. He's still loosening up, just like me. I wasn't good on the playbook at first. The skill was definitely better, and then just the pace was quicker. So he's shy, but he's just warming up, and we're trying to make him warm up even faster.
Thank you.
Okay, Carm.
Have you cut your hair since you came to Purdue?
I have not cut my hair. I've cut the sides of my hair, but I have not cut the top of the hair.
Is it difficult to fit in the helmet?
It's not too difficult. It's definitely hot though, but I mean, since we have some games that are going to be cold this year, I don't think it won't be that bad with it being so hot on my neck.
So is your goal to just let it grow until when?
Honestly, I don't really know what I'm going to do with it. I'm just going to let it grow until something happens. We'll see.
Until somebody pulls on it during a game?
Maybe somebody tackles me. I'll see the pain of that, see if I want that to happen again.
All right, football question. You got in 4 games last year. How much has that experience helped you this year, and do you feel like you are building on that experience that you got?
Oh yeah. 4 games last year. I was on special teams mostly, and being on special teams, just the pace of the game has completely changed from high school to football, high school football to college football. It's completely changed, but it helps a lot. And then now, just going into practice, getting all the signals down and everything, it helps you with the pace of the game. That's for sure.
With David Bell and Rondo Moore on the field together, how can the tight ends benefit from defenses paying attention to those 2 guys?
Oh, I mean, just the defense having their eyes on Rondale and D-Bell, that's definitely a plus for us. With us, I guess, not being in their defensive skelly, I guess, what they have to, whatever they're playing on this week. That's definitely big for us to not be that big of a deal to them, so that we could be a secret weapon when they're looking at Rondale and D-Bell.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll have Paul on here in just 1 second.
Already have the promise, I mean, I don't have to worry about the seat then.
Huh?
I already have the promise. Do you have to worry about the seat then?
Yep.
Okay, we've got Paul Ferry here. Carman, why don't you start us off?
Hey, Paul.
How's it going?
Good. Just kind of walk us through your thought process on changing positions. When did you first think about it? And, coaches got involved and all that.
Well, the coaches really got involved this past break when we were all home after the spring, when spring practice got canceled. I had a time to think about it with my family, and the coaches all were really, really helpful with me, and they decided, and as long as my family decided to make the change.
I guess why did you want to make the move?
They just thought it was most beneficial for me. Just me as a player. There's a lot of competition at QB, a lot of competition at tight end, but they felt like I was better, more beneficial for the team at tight end.
What qualities do you think that you can eventually grow into as a tight end?
Maybe I can bring a different aspect to the game. Like I can be at least be there in the run game, but also bring another threat where they have to be as fast as a receiver, but as big as a tight end, which hopefully to bring to the table.
How do you evaluate your progress so far?
So far, it's been obviously a tough transition, but I think the help of all our dietitians, strength coaches, Coach Wallace, the head coach, the quarterback coach, they've all helped me progress along pretty well, and I couldn't be more thankful for them.
Is there a certain weight number that you need to get to, not tomorrow, but at some point to really be an effective tight end?
So, yes, of course. They really want me at around 250 now. And with the help of the dietitians, Coach Lane, Coach Jade, and strength coaches, Coach Reno, Coach Chris, Coach Swift, Coach Love, and Coach Phyllis, they've been helping me this past offseason get to 245 right now and some change. And they wanted to see how I move and how I felt at practice at 245. And now they told me last week that they want to push to 250 now. And obviously it'll be tough during season, but I said do the best I can right now.
Like, what are they having you doing as far as the food you eat and all that kind of stuff?
So they tell me to eat at least 5 to 6 meals a day. Every meal I have to have as many toppings, as many calories to boost. That after weights, I have to have at least protein shakes with mass gain shakes. I drink about a gallon of milk every 2 days now. The dietitians have me on some supplements as well after lifting, so I can get some more protein and some more calories in. And they want me to shoot for about 6,000 to 8,000 calories a day at least. And I feel like I've been doing a good job with that. I've been having all my roommates, every time they go out for food, I say, I'll go food, even if I just had something an hour and a half ago. Like, gotta go out for food.
Was that a tough transition to make for you, but personally?
It was tough at first, but I kind of enjoy it. I think I speak for a lot of people that they'd like to be in that situation. So yeah, I think it's okay.
So when you eat tonight, what will you eat tonight? Do you know?
I mean, whatever I'm feeling. Honestly, I think we have team dinner after this, and I'll have team dinner. I'll probably wait an hour and a half and go, I don't know, get some other food, Chick-fil-A or whatever I'm feeling.
So how late at night do you eat, and then how early in the morning do you start eating?
As late as possible at night, just so the food can stay packed in at night, so I don't digest it as fast. I've had a pretty fast metabolism, which is kind of been killing me in the weight gain process. And as early in the morning, as soon as I wake up, I have to go make a bowl of cereal or go make some sausage egg McMuffins. Just something to eat in the morning.
All right, that's all I need. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, Tom.
Hey, Paul, you think there's any edge you have having been a quarterback, moving to tight end? You think that has made you more aware of pass catching or just watching the ball come out of a quarterback's hands or anything of that nature?
I think it gives me a advantage in the sense that I can help anybody out there as well. Like if with a new quarterback or, new receivers out there, if I'm out there on a route and they don't know what they have, instead of screaming to the sideline, I can tell them right there, you have this route, you got to do this. I think it gives me an awareness of where the quarterback's going to be looking, and it's giving me a different sense and different feel at the quarterback position actually, and how different it is for a tight end or receiver to catch a ball a certain way or for it to be thrown at a certain point. And yeah, pretty much like that.
You think there's a chance we'll see you throw the football again at Purdue?
I mean, that's obviously I'd hope with Coach Brom and his trickiness with the offense, but I don't know. Stay tuned, I guess.
And then, have any of your tight end buddies been more helpful, really taking you under their wing and tried to show you the ropes and get you up to speed?
Pretty much the entire tight end room coach as well. I couldn't really be more thankful for them. Kyle, Garrett, Payne, Jack, and Ben, they've all been extremely helpful, and they really welcomed me into their family, and I couldn't be more thankful for them.
Thank you, Paul.
Okay, Emily, wrap it up for us.
All right. How did you land on tight end from quarterback? When you decided to do the transition, how did you know that tight end, when did it feel right? How did you know it was the right thing to do?
At first, I had no idea. It was really just a shot in the dark. They said, hey, you're athletic. Try playing it, see how you feel. And I said, okay. Started practicing a little bit, and Coach Wallace said, yeah, I think you should stay, and that's pretty much how it came.
Okay. How is the competition among the quarterbacks? How is it different from the competition among the tight ends?
I think it isn't really that much different with competition-wise. Everybody brings a different skill set, just like the quarterbacks did. Everybody at the tight end room brings a different skill set, whether they can catch better, whether they can run faster, whether they can block better or smarter. Every single aspect of it is different as well.
And what is the most important thing for you to focus on going into this first game?
Probably just to stay and pretty much to get better at a gross rate. Pretty much just keep getting better as much as I can and keep learning as much as I can, from mental reps to getting actual reps. Just learning as much as I can.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, anything else for Paul?
Hey, real quick, hey, Paul, have you ever played tight end before back in high school?
I did not, but my claim to fame is I told the coaches I played safety back in Pee Wee, and I had the most. I tied my friend Dylan Bonilla for the most interceptions. I like to say I beat him, but he thinks otherwise.
What was the very first practice at Purdue you were in playing tight end? Was it back in fall camp here when you got back after the COVID release?
I think so. We were obviously back when back during the summer we didn't have real practices. We had lifting, and then you'd go outside and do individual for a little bit. That's when I really started to do.
Thank you.
By the way, we are cutting Garrett's hair. He does not know that yet, but we are.
Okay. My question is, I mean, you spent most of your life invested in playing quarterback. Just how difficult was that for you to let go of?
I mean, it's pretty difficult, but at the end of the day, I've always told myself I'll do whatever it takes to get on the field, and I've always felt that was the best way at quarterback. That's just the way I started doing it back in 8th grade when I started playing quarterback, and I felt like that was always the best way for me to get there, and it got me this far. And I think God's new step for me is take the tight end route.
If the tight end route didn't work, would you have tried safety?
I mean, like I said, I'll do whatever the coaches ask me to do, and I'll do 100% effort.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you all tomorrow at our regularly scheduled time, 5:45, with the offensive linemen.
Thank you, Matt.
Yep.
Great job, Paul.
Thank you.